Clinical trials are the way that we answer these very important questions on how to best treat COVID-19. So there are COVID-19 trials looking at how to prevent patients from progressing and getting worse and requiring hospitalization. There are clinical trials looking at how to best treat patients when they are sick enough to be in the hospital, hopefully reducing the amount of oxygen that they need, reducing the amount of hospitalization needs, and of course, reducing the death associated with COVID-19. So looking at treatments that help people get better quicker and get out of the hospital. There are also trials looking at, whether or not we need blood thinners and a variety of questions that need to be answered, a variety of ways to improve care for COVID-19. These are well-designed studies. And here in the United States, through the NIH and a variety of different entities, we're trying to answer a lot of questions related to COVID-19 through these very robust clinical designs. The reason why making well-designed clinical studies matter is because they can answer questions in a robust and definitive way. And throughout the pandemic, these trials have helped us answer best ways to treat COVID-19, what medications work, and yes, what medications don't work in a very definitive way. And currently we're using these trials to try to answer how to best treat COVID-19. These clinical trials have brought us safe and effective vaccines, safe and effective treatments, but unfortunately there's still a lot of questions to answer. That's why finding these trials can make a difference for you, but it can make a difference for future patients. So it's very important to seek these clinical trials and to be a part of the solution, be a part of history as well. In general, the more people in clinical trials of more diverse backgrounds, the more represented we are in these trials. And what does that really mean? That means that when a trial provides a solution to a clinical disease, so if we find that a medication is effective in keeping you safe and getting you better if you get COVID, or in preventing you from getting sick, then we want to make sure that the information that is helping determine this answer includes people like you and me. As a person of Latinx, Latino background, Hispanic heritage, it's important for me to see that the medications that I might receive or that future Hispanic Americans or Latinx will receive includes people that look like us. So ultimately, it provides a lot of benefit because it gives representation in the studies and also access to the studies. When you are in a clinical study, you're helping prove that a medication helps in a safe and effective way. The time commitment will depend on the trial itself, and you will have a very in-depth discussion with the study team about what the time needs are and whether it fits with your schedule. In general, these studies are designed for regular people like you and me who have jobs and have commitments. For people who have just been diagnosed with COVID-19, there will be some downtime from work, of course, when you need to isolate, and a lot of the study activities will occur then. But beyond that, there will be, it'll probably be able to fit within your lifestyle, but we will certainly make sure that that's the case and discuss with you to make sure that it is a good fit. Since clinical studies try to prove, that these things work, in general, they involve, keeping a close eye on how you are doing and monitoring you closely. That's another benefit of being part of a clinical trial, that you would be followed closely. And yes, you could be followed closely from the comfort of your own home. Through these studies, you get representation, you are a part of the study, and it shows that our communities, the impact of these studies and these medications on our communities. But at the same time, you can get tomorrow's treatments today. If any one of these medications help, then you would be getting them when you actually need them, and much sooner than waiting for these studies to be completed.